what's going on, guys? Me, Mortimer here. Yeah, again, still getting on with decorating stuff. This time, the place that I filmed the last episode of Bus News in is very cluttered, so I'm doing it in my garden. Should also point out that I've had an absolutely hellishly long day. I've done tons of running around and stuff, so I'm literally, like, right out the bath. Like, I got in the house, had a bath, and now I'm filming Bus News. Despite the fact that I've already got about an hour's worth of footage from what I've just filmed today. Bearing in mind I'm filming this the day this has come out. The thing that's come out that I'm talking about is Lothian service changes. They came out about 4 days after I was expecting. Tuesday feels like a random day of the week to announce it, but oh well, it gives me 2 days to film the Bus News, edit it, and then upload it to come out on the Thursday, so. But yeah, as always, I've got my Acer laptop, got the service change article up on my end, and I'm going to be filming my reactions. We'll see how this goes. I've angled this so the sun's right in my face, so it makes my face look really greasy. I'm getting an umbrella, hold on. Look. Let me just change the focus. Okay, I think I might just have a greasy forehead. Alright, off to a great start. Could this be them moving the one to Marine? In my opinion, I think Marine makes the most sense for the one to be run out of, just because the Seafield terminus, it's like a, well, 4 or 5 minute drive from the Marine depot. But no, I think just because it stops at Leopold Place, it's currently based at Central, though I think it'd probably make more sense to be based at Marine. It's just a matter of whether or not there's enough room. Revised timetable, daytime frequency to be increased from every 20 minutes to every 15 minutes, Monday to Saturday for the 5. Hell yeah. I was talking in the last changes about how I use the 5 a lot already, so the increase to every 20 minutes from every 30 minutes on Sunday was greatly appreciated. Very happy about it being every 15 minutes Monday to Saturday now. That's put me in a good mood. Service 7, revised timetable, additional Monday to Friday morning journey to the Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh. Yeah, don't care. Service 9, additional Monday to Friday term time journeys to and from King's Buildings at busy times. Yeah, don't really care about that. Service 11, improved Monday to Friday morning peak timetable from Western Harbour. That might be useful for me. An improved Sunday mid-morning timetable. Probably going to be quite useful for me. Journey retimings for the 15, don't really care about that much. This is very interesting. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely going to be at least one bus on the 17 from Central. Good to know. 3:05:18 from Fairmile Head now starts at Kames. I'm guessing that's probably another change for timings from Central. I already heard stuff about Airlink drivers being told to get familiar with Skylink routes anyway, so. 24, revised route and timetable. There will be a minor route change at West Granton to accommodate construction works, with the terminus being moved to Granton Station Square. I think I've already heard about this. I knew they were going to be doing works at West Granton Terminus anyway, so I knew that they were going to be changing the 24 at that end, 38 as well, the route I care about more. But I don't know if there's anywhere particularly easy they can turn around at Station Square, to my knowledge. We'll see. 26, revised timetable, yeah, extra journeys in the evenings, and then on Sundays, there'll be slight changes to the mid-morning timetables, same as the 11. Service 31 is going to have services to Poulton Mill until the end of service on Monday to Saturday evenings, and then later journeys on Sundays to Poulton Mill. That's pretty cool. Service 32 is now going to be doing a counterclockwise loop of Cramond instead of just turning around at the wee roundabout a bit past the main bit of Cramond. That's interesting. What do you expect? They've timed it so that it's going to still only take about 50 minutes to do the full route, despite the fact that trying to run it with only 2 buses is insane. On the 34, some early morning journeys and late evening journeys are going to serve Heriot Watt Research Park. That's interesting. Again, I still think the journeys that go via the research park should be numbered the 34A and 35A, and it should only really serve them during peak times, but that's just me. 35 is going up to every 20 minutes on Sundays. That's interesting. So now as frequent as the 37. 36 will be getting later journeys from Hermiston Gate, and then there will be earlier Saturday and Sunday morning journeys. This is because, as I stated earlier,
I may or may not have deleted the aforementioned clip unintentionally.
2 is moving to Longstone, 36 is moving to Central. I'm going to miss getting the occasional Avora on the 36, I'm going to be honest, but 7900s are cool. I think driver changes on the 36 are now going to be at, like, Cannon Mills, sort of on Brandon Terrace, before turning up towards Ocean Terminal. There is also the option that they do it on our place when heading towards the Gyle, but yeah, again, making straight and park and ride feel more and more redundant. I do definitely think it makes sense to have the park and ride there. It's just, considering that there's now more buses that go past it than there are that actually serve it, one of which is specifically a commuter bus, mind you. Yeah, I don't see it doing as well much longer.
There's also been an extra afternoon journey added on the X37, but that's just not being mentioned at all for some reason.
38, yeah, same route change at West Grants as 24, with additional afternoon and evening peak journeys introduced Monday to Friday. Thank God. I'm going to be honest, it is absolutely hell in the afternoons. You have no idea how many 38s I've had to miss because they're failing to clear. God, why does my hair look like this? I wish I'd blown dried it before I started filming. Now I look like a 90s frat boy. 44, revised Monday to Friday early morning timetable. Interesting. 45 is now getting an hourly Sunday daytime service between Heriot Watt and the city centre, operating hourly. And this is basically the Saturday service they introduced like 18 months ago. I personally, as someone who uses the 45 more frequently than I'm willing to admit, this makes me happy. Okay, quickly rewind the footage a wee bit. There's now more buses that go past it than there are that actually serve it. Right, so the 47 and 47B are also no longer going to serve the park and ride. I don't know if it's going to be open much longer then. If it's not going to have any buses serving it, aside from, I don't know, like shuttles for the Edinburgh Marathon and Scottish Half Marathon, I don't think there's much point in there being it there. This is interesting. There's a wee blurb at the top of the night bus section, because I've just clicked down on it, and it says, in October this year, Lothian celebrates 100 years of night bus operation. Across the last century, changes to societal and travel habits... Yeah, don't care. I'm gonna just paste it on screen now. If you want to read it, just pause. That route map is insane. Why is it run like that? That is... Okay, I get it, but the way they're running it is so mad. It's a circular. That's like the McGill's night buses in Glasgow. I don't know why this actually excites me. I don't give two shits about the night buses. So it's going to run one journey on weekdays from Leith Street to Clarewood. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, it's going to run 3 journeys from Leith Street to Clarewood, with 2 also introduced from Clarewood to Leith Street. So it's not really being run as a circular on weekdays. It's just the one journey that presumably goes onto an N26. N3 Saturday and Sunday mornings, the 12:36 a.m. and 3:36 a.m. journeys from Haymarket will terminate at Mayfield Roundabout. Okay. Do you know, I'm actually kind of glad that they added that. I wish that Lothian actually published their service level data for all their routes, because I think I could make a really cool video out of that. I mean, if any of the higher-ups at Lothian are watching then by all means, if you can, please publish your passenger levels for all your routes over the past year. I would kill to see that. But yeah, 2 passengers Monday to Friday and 7 on Saturday, Sundays. I gotta be honest, I'm not surprised. If you just look at the route, from city centre to Ballgreen, it is just an N30 clone, not least with the fact that it comes off an N30 from Queen Margaret. And then when it gets to Ballgreen, the N22 then goes back on to the N30, so... But yeah, I think, considering the N1, this makes sense to me. So N25 will have a slight frequency reduction around 2 o'clock. I mean, to be fair, it's like, what, every 25 minutes or something weird like that. N26 is withdrawn between Haymarket and Clarewood since, you know, later journey on the 26 now introduced. The 100 runs every 20 minutes to Drumbray. The new N1 goes up into Clarewood Estate. And then there is also the N18, which also runs whenever the hell it feels like it. And then revised timetable to improve reliability between Haymarket and Seaton Sands. I get that Edinburgh is a completely different beast overnight compared to during the day, but the fact that all the night buses have such low layover times honestly bewilders me. N30 will have a revised route and timetable, now going to run every 40 minutes along the entire route. No weird interworking stuff with the N22 since it's gone. And then from Musselburgh, journeys heading toward... And then from Musselburgh, journeys heading towards the city will omit Stonybank and Queen Margaret University and will instead operate direct via New Hales Road and New Craig Hall Road, presumably to improve reliability. N31 will have the 135 journey withdrawn due to very low customer usage Monday to Friday, averaging only 3 customers per journey, and then minor changes to the Saturday-Sunday timetable. N35 will finally be getting journeys to Ocean Terminal after it was introduced, I think, in the 24th of March, 2024 changes. But yeah, there's going to be 135 from Harriet Watt to Ocean Terminal, and then Saturday and Sunday there will also be an additional one that leaves Slateford Station at 33 past midnight towards Ocean Terminal. And then the rest of these are all just minor timetable changes. So that's all the Lothian City changes and night bus changes so far. Night bus changes do definitely interest me. I don't really care much for the night buses though, but my point still stands. I think it's cool. I am very interested by the N1 though. The fact that it's almost run as a circular, but like not really, is really funny. Anyway, time to be disappointed. Lothian Country next. X18 will get an additional Monday to Friday early morning journey from Bathgate to Edinburgh, and then also an afternoon peak journey from Edinburgh. Pretty cool. Extra journeys will be implemented on the X27, pretty cool. They'll also now only stop at Calderview, Edinburgh Napier, and then Saughton Mains or Parkhead Terrace, depending on which side of the road you're on, and then Saughton Rose Gardens before continuing on with limited stop into the city centre. So yeah, I think that's good. I have used it in Side Hill a lot, and it is to the west of the city what Paisley Drive and the Jewel are to the east. The difference is there's so many more buses on Calder Road into the city centre than there are on Milton Road East. There's literally just the 44, which, sure, it's frequent, but... So yeah, I'm a huge advocate for this, personally. Service 72 is now only going to run as far as Winchborough campus instead of running all the way to Kirkliston. Interesting. Frequency improved from every 60 minutes to every 40 minutes. I'll take that. Ever since it was extended to Fauldhouse, I've been wanting it to go up to every 30 minutes or every 40 minutes at the least. I am so thankful that after almost 2 years of it being run every hour, it's finally going up to every 40 minutes. And that's coming from someone who lives in Edinburgh. I can't imagine how thrilled the residents of the lovely estates of Whitburn, Blackburn, Pumferston will feel. New early morning and late evening journeys will be introduced with last departures from Livingston around 11 p.m. Awesome. 73, following customer feedback, a new direct link will be introduced from Armadale to Livingston via Livingston Village and Ellyburn Park every hour Monday to Saturday daytime. Yes! Might not be Blackbridge, but I will take Honeyman Court as a terminus on the 73 instead of Blackburn. The route will no longer serve the Civic Centre and St John's Hospital, Westerinch and Blackburn. The revised service 74 will instead serve Westerinch and Blackburn. Oh, good Jesus. And then 72, X27, X28, and X40 will continue to serve St John's Hospital, yeah. Also serving Livingston Village, that's interesting. One hell of a reroute, but together service 73 and 74 will provide more fast direct journeys between Livingston and Bathgate with a combined 30-minute Monday to Saturday daytime frequency. What the fuck? Revised route and time to... No shit, it's revised. What the hell is this? Service will be extended to operate direct via Alderstone Road to Bathgate, then Westerinch and Blackburn as per current service 73. Proxy stops will be provided on Alderstone Road for St John's Hospital. This revision will provide a new direct north-south link across Livingston without the need to change or pay twice at Livingston Centre. I mean, yeah, but like, what the hell? Additional early morning and late evening journeys will be provided from Blackburn and Fauldhouse, yep. Route altered in Fauldhouse, buses will continue to serve Fauldhouse stops, then run a one-way loop via Lanrig Road and Eastfield Road, terminating at its south end before continuing towards Livingston. I need to look at the timetable for this, hold on. So leave Ash Grove at 37 past the hour, and then with a 5-minute layover at Livingston in between, it will get into Fauldhouse at 21 past. So it's only going to take about an hour and 45 minutes to get from Blackburn to Fauldhouse. That's really impressive. 20 minutes at Fauldhouse and then about 15 minutes at Blackburn. That's pretty good. Admittedly though, I'm not certain that Lothian Country have learned their lesson with the 72. and that is that long hourly services don't really work in West Lothian. But yeah, I do think this should have maybe been split into two routes. Maybe have the stretch that's currently the 74 be renamed to the 75, and then a new service 74. And yeah, no, it looks to be basically the same on Sundays, aside from maybe taking a bit longer to get from one end to the other. Exciting, I must say. I genuinely can't believe that Lothian Country are actually doing stuff in West Lothian. That's mad. Admittedly, 74, not really the way I'd have done it. I'd have probably just ran a new service, say 75, up from Fald House to Bathgate to continue the link from Blackburn into Bathgate. I do also think they could maybe increase the frequency on the 73 to every 40 minutes if they're doing that with the 72, but I'm not gonna just over-critique it. I think what they're doing is very good, if not the best, but they're at least trying, and I can give them 2 stars for that. East Coast buses. These changes follow a full analysis of network alterations made in the spring and consider customer and community feedback with the aim of improving connectivity and service reliability. Bring back the daytime X6. X4 revised timetable, improved early morning timetable, allowing for earlier journeys and better coordination with services X6 and 113 in Tranent. Oh yeah, because everyone just has to commute to Fort Kinnaird from Tranent, guys. To be honest, that's probably for Queen Margaret University, but that place doesn't exist. Due to exceptionally low customer demand, the afternoon peak journeys currently continuing to Tranent Castle Road will instead terminate at the Windy Ghoul terminus. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. You know that when they've said exceptionally low customer demand, it's probably averaging about 0.5 passengers per journey. Earlier journey introduced on the X6, which will arrive in Edinburgh at 7 o'clock. You need to verify whereabouts in Edinburgh that is. 7-Eleven at the Western General, that is good. Service 106, oh, what the hell is this? Why the 106 and not a daytime X6 service? What the hell? Interesting timetable. Looks like it's going to get absolutely heaps of time at the Western. Couple journeys on weekdays will run from Musselburgh High Street to Fort Kinnaird. That's interesting. Oh wait, no, Bridge Street, sorry, my bad. Nah, that's the same thing. It's not going to run into Edinburgh on Sundays, it's only going as far as Fort Kinnaird, but that is still pretty good. Again though, daytime X6 hourly Monday to Saturday I think would have been better, but they're making do with what they got. And then in Wallingford, the 106 is going to go back to serving Wallingford Park and Ride. I don't think it needed to, but sure. 107 is also being changed in this way.
So I kind of forgot to film my reaction to this change, and I'm kind of just glad that it's one of the more unnoteworthy ones, but yeah, this is cool, I guess.
121, the first journey from North Berwick to Haddington will now start at North Berwick Station before serving the town centre. And then the 5:45 PM journey from Haddington will operate 5 minutes later. An additional small loop journey will also operate on the 123, providing a bus from Gifford arriving in Haddington at 7:06 Monday to Saturday. And the 5 o'clock big loop journey from Haddington will now arrive 5 minutes later. 128 will now serve Blindwells on the way back from Longniddry as of the 13th of August. So that is yesterday from when this releases.
Forgot to actually mention this on recording, but there have been stopping pattern changes at Haymarket and Abbey Hill, so I'm going to quickly rattle through those. At Haymarket, service X26 will be moved from stop HD to HC, and then services 3, 4, 25, 26, 31, 33, and 44 will now omit stops HC and HD altogether. And at Abbey Hill, services 15, 26, 45, X26, and N26 have been moved to the first of the 2 eastbound stops.
That's all the service changes. I'm going to be honest, I think this was very good. Probably the best service change Lothian have had in ages. So yeah, I'm going to get to editing this now. I've had this camera rolling non-stop for about 45 minutes, so I desperately need to edit that down into a sizable Bus News episode. I'm pretty pleased with this. So yeah. Till next time, take care of yourselves.